The disappearance of this popular priest has gripped our community. As detectives continue their search for Father Rene Robert, they believe this man may know where he is. Our cameras caught him smiling and waving during his extradition hearing in South Carolina. Detectives have been trying to talk to 28-year-old Stephen Murray since he was arrested last night in Aiken, South Carolina.
Investigators say they believe Father Rene may have been counseling Murray at the time the priest disappeared. Also today, we learned that Jacksonville police arrested Murray's father on an unrelated warrant yesterday. Police also questioned him about the priest's disappearance. Right now, St. Johns County detectives are in Aiken, just across the Georgia border from Augusta. They're hoping to learn what happened to the priest as they prepare to bring Murray back to St. Johns County as soon as possible. They say he drove Father Rene's car to Aiken before crashing it into a wooded area when police were chasing him.
In a photo provided by Augusta TV station WRDW, Murray can be seen smiling as he was taken away after being captured. St. Johns County Sheriff David Shore says there were multiple weapons in the abandoned Toyota, which was found not far from where Murray was hiding from police.
He threatened to kill as many cops as he could, and that's, when you're out there in the middle of the woods and you got a guy in there with rifles and scopes, certainly not a great position to be in, but Aiken County did a tremendous job.
As they try to talk to Murray, detectives are also searching for any clues that could lead them to Father Rene. The 71-year-old senior priest has not been seen or heard from since Sunday. We have several reporters covering this investigation. We're also hearing from Father Rene's family members, as well as those gathering right now to pray for him. We begin with Channel 4's Jim Pickett live in Aiken. Jim.
You know, it was just a very quick hearing here for Stephen Murray. This is the Aiken Detention Center behind me right here. This is where he also appeared in court, and it was also not too far from here, just several miles down the road to where the car was found, and he took off running. There are lots of questions to be asked, but during the extradition hearing today, he had one question. He wanted to know how they could think he would do it. The judge said they couldn't answer that, so now he will be heading back to Florida. Stephen Murray was asked if he would sign the extradition papers that would allow St. Johns County detectives to bring him back to Florida. He did and made these comments about it.
That's right.
You're going to sign it?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, it's a little ride.
Last night, detectives say Murray took them on a ride. He was spotted in Aiken driving Father Robert's car. Deputies say he collided in it in a wooded area and took off running. It was there he tried to get help from people in the area. News for Jack's Bakari Savage talked to Sandra Ford, who goes by Charlie. She ended up calling 911 and letting police know that Murray was outside.
All right, so Charlie, he's there. He's knocking on the door. He says, let me in. When you guys don't let him in, tell me what happened. Did he just stay here? Did he kind of walk away? Then you call 911. Tell me what happened.
Well, I called 911 when he was on the porch, and my husband automatically, he goes to get the gun, because especially when I'm telling him the guy's all over the internet, and that's who they're looking for. So he gets the gun, and my friend's here, and he grabs my dog, because my dog, if he doesn't know you, my dog's going to attack. And he told him, he said, well, let me put the dog up, and I'll open the door. And by then, when we went to go open the door, the guy was gone. So we called the police, and they was just right up the road at the end of this road. So they got here in no time, and then they got their dogs out, and they found him.
And as I mentioned, they found him not too far from the detention center. He was brought here, will be taken back to St. Johns County tonight, where obviously he's going to be questioned, and they have many things to ask him. We're live in South Carolina. Jim Pickett, Channel 4, the local station.
The family of Father Rene lives in New York State, but they're heading to St. Johns County right now to await news of their loved one.
Today, his younger sister told News4Jax by phone she is worried sick.
I told him, I said, there's people you cannot trust, so please be very, very careful. And he said he would be careful, but my brother loves everyone, and everyone should have a chance in life, he said.
Well, she is asking everyone for their prayers to bring her brother home.
We're now also hearing from a woman who reported Father Rene missing when he didn't show up for a family event. Channel 4's Vic Michelucci is joining us with what else she is telling us, Vic.
She's very concerned. Everyone I spoke to today say he was a man of the people, a friend to so many, including a St. Johns County family who asked him to be a priest at their loved one's funeral. And when he didn't show up, they knew something was wrong.
I've just known him basically my whole life.
So it was a no-brainer for Amy Law and her family to ask Father Rene to give her 88-year-old grandfather's funeral. He said he'd do the prayer service on Monday night as well.
He did not show up. We got concerned, started texting him, calling him, private Facebook messaging. His phone went straight to voicemail. We thought that was very odd. He would never not show up.
The next morning, the priest didn't make it to the funeral home either, and a military chaplain had to step in.
Definitely had a sinking feeling. I mean, this was not Father Rene. He would not show up for an event, especially something like this.
They went to San Sebastian Church, where Father Rene was active, and told the pastor. He told the bishop and the sheriff's office.
Just very sad, and we'd like answers.
Since then, fears about what happened to Father Rene have grown.
It's kind of unbelievable. It's like a surreal thing that something like this would happen.
Father Tony Sebra is a senior priest with the diocese and a longtime friend of Father Rene's.
Very kind, very concerned, very interested in other people and helping other people.
Sebra says the priest's passion has been giving back. He taught sign language at the School for the Deaf and Blind, went on mission trips, and ministered to those in trouble.
All of us are not professional counselors, but people do turn to priests for help. And we try to be good listeners. And I'd say Father Rene is a good listener. He listens to people.
Now, those who know the popular priest are asking for prayers and praying for answers.
Very difficult. You know, it's just unbelievable and just a very sad time for everybody.
Amy Law says her mother cuts Father Rene's hair. She last saw him on Thursday and said he was his normal, happy self. They had no idea anything like this would happen. Now let's go to Channel 4's Francesca Amaker. She is live in Fleming Island, where a vigil for the father is about to begin. Fran?
Thank you, Vic. We've already seen several dozen people coming out to the Sacred Heart Catholic Church, many expressing their prayers, hoping that the priest is found. Now, you can see that people are actually heading into there now. I just finished speaking with the director of the services here, and she tells me that there will be prayers here. There will also be music. There will also be time for a rosary prayer as well. And this entire event is expected to last about 45 minutes. And people have been coming from all walks of life: Duval, St. Johns County, Clay County. Many people not ever even meeting this priest, but saying since they know that he was there for people who needed him most, they just wanted to come out and extend their prayer, hoping for a safe return. Now, in a few minutes, we are about to head inside of this church and speak to people who not only knew the priest, but also know his family. That'll be all new tonight on News for Jax. I'm live in Fleming Island. Francesca Amaker, Channel 4, the local station.
As a chair.
Thank you, Fran. For those just joining us, just to recap, paperwork is signed, and now the suspect in Father Rene's disappearance will be brought from South Carolina to St. Johns County as soon as possible. Stephen Murray appeared in court 3 hours ago. We posted that video on news4jax.com and on our Facebook page. Father Rene has not been seen since last Sunday. His whereabouts remain unknown. A vigil, as you heard Fran say, will be held tonight at 6:30 in Fleming Island. We posted a timeline of the events, so you can get caught up on the details of this investigation. It's on both news4jax.com and the News4Jax app.